School is good for many things like making friends, having fun, and memorizing mathematic formulas. But it failed to prepare us for real world where we got to do things like managing your finances, how to deal pressure at work, and figure out what the hell we actually want to do in life. So after reading many books, talking with so many different people, watching so many YouTube videos, watching so many TED Talks, I learned so many life lessons I wish they were taught in school. After graduating, I quickly realized there are so many real world skills I need to learn on my own. That was a really eye opening and challenging moment for me. I really wish they were taught in school. So, in this video, we are going to go through my 5 personal favorites lessons that were not taught in school. Let's dive into it. First lesson is financial literacy. Did you know that according to survey by National Financial Educator Council, over half of Americans live paycheck to paycheck? Imagine understanding how to manage our money, how to save, how to invest wisely from a young age, how different would our lives will be. Schools often focus on algebra, trigonometry, geometry, anything, but they rarely focus on anything about financial literacy. They don't teach anything about budgeting, investing, or even do our taxes. Financial literacy is key to achieving financial freedom. It involves understanding how to manage our debit, how to build credit, how to make informed decisions about loan or mortgage, how to save money, how to invest money. When I started my job, I had no idea about how to handle my finances. I really wish someone had taught me more about budgeting and saving. I'm still learning how to manage my finances. I really do think that's a everyday learning, that's a lifelong learning. You cannot learn something just now and forgot everything about it after some days. School teaches us like that. School always says you have to prepare for exam, you have to write the exam, pass with some mark. That's how we all are used to thinking in that. We all were used to thinking in that way. We never learned how to earn $10 million. School never taught us how to earn $10 million. That is costing you, that is costing me, that is costing everyone. Let's go to lesson 2, networking and communication. According to CNBC, 70% of jobs are never published, and networking is key to accessing them. Let's imagine how many doors you could open if you have the right connections. Networking is about building and maintaining professional relationships. It can lead to job opportunities, it can lead to partnerships, it can lead to any invaluable advices. I think networking is the best way to find any job. In this generation, I think networking is so much useful to anyone who wants to find a job. Effective networking involves giving as much as taking, being genuine and long-term relationships. I landed my first job through networking. I landed my first internship through one of my friend in a startup company. I landed my first freelance work through someone I met at uni. And I know so many different types of people that they got job through networking, especially in film. Everything goes with networking. The more you network, the more people you meet. You never know that one person you met somewhere can lead to a big job opportunity. So I think networking is one of the great thing you can do when you're searching for jobs. A study by LinkedIn found that communication is the most in demand soft skill. We do regularly communicate with each other, but are we doing it right? Effective communication is essential in both personal and professional settings. This includes listening skills, ability to articulate the ideas, and having good clarity. Having good communication skills will improve relationships and give you good ground for articulating your ideas, explaining your ideas. It actually prevents so many misunderstandings that actually happen if you don't have good communication. Earlier in my career, I used to have great ideas but never able to pitch them perfectly to my supervisors or teammates. I used to have great ideas that can improve team's performance, but I was struggling to pitch those ideas to my supervisors. But as soon as I understood communication is key to everything, I started working on my communication. I think I'm able to pitch all of my ideas to my supervisor or teammates. It actually made my job so much easier now. I feel like the more I communicate with the people around me, the more easier my job is. I think it's the same for everyone, whatever industry you're in. I suggest everyone to improve on your communication skills. I think that will help you in very long term. Now goes to lesson number 3, lifelong learning. According to PEW Research Center, 87% of adults recognize the importance of lifelong learning in their professional and personal settings. Learning shouldn't stop when we leave the school. Imagine learning, growing, adapting to this fast-paced environment. This is what that's wrong with the school. When you are in a school, they always teach you to learn for the exam. So they always make you think that exam is the final thing. You will learn once, you will write the exam, you will pass the exam, that's it. You don't need to learn anymore. But that's not true in the real world. You have to learn every day in your life. Lifelong learning is really important. If you stop learning, you will be stuck in your life. You have to learn every single day. You have to at least learn one skill every single year. Lifelong learning keep your mind sharp. It helps us adapt to new changes in this world. If you really see, every single year, every single day, there is something new coming. Now there is AI that can take so many jobs. If you are not learning every day, if you are not learning new skills, your job can be gone. So I think learning every day is really essential. Learning can be formal, like taking any courses in Udemy or any other platforms, or it can be informal, like reading books or learning from any experiences. Anything is learning. I started learning Python 2 years ago. It was really challenging, but I think it's incredibly rewarding. It actually opened so many doors for me. It's always better to invest in yourself than investing in anything, especially early in your career. That can be really rewarding, because the skill you are learning today might become something really demanding in future. So always put yourself before anything else. Invest in yourself, learn something new. This is what I was saying. School teaches this whole thing very wrong. They teach us exam is the final thing you have to learn. After finishing your exams, after passing the grade, you don't need to learn. But I don't think that's true. You need to learn something in your whole life. You need to learn something every day. School actually teaches you to treat school is for learning time and career is for earning time, but that's not true. In your career, you will actually learn more than what you have learned in the school. I studied Bachelor of Business Administration in Marketing for 3 years and Film and Television for 3 years. So that's total of 6 years of learning in uni. But I do think my first 2 weeks in my job, I learned more than 6 years worth of things I learned in any uni. So I do think you learn a lot when you started working. The bulk of your real learning is actually happens in workforce. Whatever you learn in schools, that's more like theory. You don't do much of practical, but when you join a workforce, it's a real thing. You're doing something on a real thing. So you have to really be good and learn new skills, or else you won't be able to keep up with your job. So yeah, you will learn a lot more in your job than in the school. Let me know if you guys are learning anything new. Let me know if you guys are actually looking to learn something new. Let's go to lesson number 4, the self-care formula. According to American Psychology Association, 75% of the Americans feel stress at some point in their life. We all face stress at some point in our life. But do we know how to take care of ourselves? Self-care is not just bubble baths, spa days, and making ourselves feel good. It involves physical, mental, and emotional health practices that keeps us functioning at our best. It involves exercising, meditation, hobbies, and making sure to take enough rest. Sometimes self-care is about pushing ourselves. Don't get confused. Sometimes self-care is about pushing ourselves today to make our future self happy. Sometimes self-care is working harder to align with the dreams and making sure our future self is happy, making sure our future self is where it needs to be. School don't teach us anything about self-care. School don't teach us how to take care of ourselves. Sometimes self-care is actually working harder than how you are currently working, making sure your future self gets whatever they wanted. And self-care is productivity. The final lesson number 5, the ideal future job and unfair advantage. The World Economic Forum lists critical thinking as one of the top skills to have for future workforce. Research from Harvard Business says that the people who have more emotional intelligence are highly successful than people who have less emotional intelligence. School teaches us to focus on the titles. Whenever you ask someone what they want to do in their life, their immediate response would be, I want to become a scientist, I want to become a doctor, I want to become an engineer, I want to become a bank employee, I want to become a trader. School encourages you to attach to the titles, school encourages you to focus on the titles, but most of these people don't actually want to do the task those titles have to do in day-to-day life. Most of the times people want the reward that comes up with the titles, but most of the times people don't want to do the hard work to reach to the title. I think everyone should focus on what tasks we do on daily basis in those titles rather than focusing on the just names of those jobs, because I think that's what dictates your mood in your life. That's what dictates if you're happy or sad in your life. Because in every week you spend 40 hours in workforce, I think it plays a big major role in your whole personal life. Everyone have some kind of advantage. Everyone are good at something. I think finding what you're good at and working on those is really needed. In schools, they don't teach us finding what you're good at. They just teach us to read for the exams, prepare for the exams, and pass the grade. As the famous proverb says, you cannot ask a fish to fly in the air and you cannot ask a bird to swim under the water. Everyone have their own strengths, so everyone has to find what they're good at and make sure they're improving on them. You have to find your strength and start working on it. In school, you don't get time to explore yourself and find what you're good at. In school, they always ask us to follow some kind of curriculum. I would encourage everyone to explore what they're good at and start working on it. Virat Kohli don't need to be good at everything. He just needs to be good at batting. Cristiano Ronaldo don't need to be good at mathematics. He just needs to be good at football. They are in the position they are just because they found what they're good at and they started focusing on it and they started working on it. So there you have it, the 5 crucial life lessons that are really important in life, and I don't think school teaches us. If you think any of them are right, and if you think you want to learn any of them, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy this video, like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and we'll come back soon.